Hi, and welcome to our Communication Secrets podcast. My name is Angela Podolsky, and I am your host. This episode is here to provide insight into why this podcast was created. What is our mission, as well, what are you going to get from it? Let's get started. A little bit about myself. As mentioned earlier, my name is Angela Podolsky, and I'm a behavior analyst specializing in nonverbal communication. My passion lies in business and communication. I have been fortunate to work with businesses around the world for over a decade, as well as advise and mentor startups. The reason this podcast was created is because over many years working with top enterprise companies within Canada and around the world, I have observed this business success have a lot to do with their communication skills.
People are constantly deferring to the leader. They're looking at the leader. Think about yourself the last time you were in a meeting and you said something. You can't help but look at how does that impacting the leader? Is there any signs, any nonverbals?
And their ability to communicate skillfully with stakeholders, board of directors, prospective clients, manage up, as well as lead teams. But honestly, I rarely seen that happen. I'm not talking about writing and reading skills or how to write a proper email. I'm talking about actually learning how to communicate, learning about the different channels of communications we have, communicating your needs, your desires, your boundaries, as well as how to properly read others.
No behavior is absolute. Nothing has 100%. This is the meaning. They did this because, and I like how you brought up the looking down a certain way, because that's a big one where you get it. Well, if someone looks away, well, guess what? Some people might avoid eye contact. There's cultural reasons we know about. Certain cultures don't look authority in the face.
It is evident that communication is one of the most crucial skills to succeed in business as well as one's personal life. And actually, in any relationships, don't you agree? Humans were inherently designed to live in close relationships with each other, to have happy and fulfilled lives. And for that, we need to communicate. We need to learn how to connect.
Your other question then was around what tips would I have? So I think my first tip, my first. How do you feel now? And this is why we have created this podcast. I realize that there is a huge gap and we must close it. Our goal is to reach as many people as possible to close this gap of what we were not taught in schools, but expected to know as we grow up. One of my favorite papers is about the fact that what's more important is that you give a label of some sort to an emotion. The accuracy of that label does not matter.
We are expected in business and in relationship to know how to communicate properly, to know how to address things, to know how to lead and manage our communication as well as how to read others. But we were never taught that, and schools never provided us with this information. Therefore, after working many years with executives, leaders, and sales teams in helping them understand how they communicate and the messages they are giving, as well as how to read others, we have decided to create the Communication Secrets podcast to have this knowledge accessible to everyone for free. As well, we will bring top experts from around the world to help us unfold what is communication and teach us those skills, as well as break some myths.
So there is no such thing as a conversation or an act of communication that has no emotion. Emotion is absolutely intertwined. And so therefore, I think that's why it's so incredibly important, that building block of self-awareness. And that takes time and it takes work, but it is essential, and it's essential key.
So here are some questions we're looking to address in this podcast. What is communication? How communication works in the brain? What is nonverbal communication and body language? How emotions impact our communication? What are the myths out there? And much more. We will be providing you with practical and easy to apply tips that you can use right away in your everyday life to improve your communication skills. If you see that this is something that interests you, then don't wait any longer. Click subscribe so you don't miss our first episode releasing this month. I promise we will make sure to equip you with practical tools, proven techniques, and invaluable knowledge to become an excellent communicator and be better at reading others. See you in the next episode of Communication Secrets Podcast.